We don't do that here.
But the cream rises to the top.
Let's see. Starting off, I think ultimate fucking casual. All up in your ears. We talk the fights. Not a whole lot of preamble, I don't think. We'll get to the 307 stuff another day. I think next week, if my math is mathing. But here we are on the precipice. I have nothing. I was trying to go somewhere with that. I think the bigger fight this time is on the boxing side of the street. On the 12th, we have Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. This is for all 4 major titles and 1 minor title, the premier minor title, IBO. So that's kind of fun. It's a 175-pound undisputed champion. Have you guys picked your colors in Discord?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
have.
Nate, I think you're the only green. You're one of the few greens out there.
I am, and I have good reason for that. I know conventional wisdom would say that, the guy who just blew out his knee and is like on the wrong side of 40 probably doesn't have a chance against the younger guy. But let me tell you guys, I had a dream, and that dream involved Artur Beterbiev knocking out Dmitry Bivol at some point. The melatonin infused nightmare did not give me the round, but I did see the outcome, and the outcome is a Beterbiev knockout. So, that's my insightful boxing knowledge there for you.
Yeah, that pretty much settles it, guys. Everyone put a K down on Beterbiev.
I'm taking out a second mortgage as we speak.
Yeah, that pretty much settles it.
All I'm saying is that I saw Tyson Fury knocking out Deontay Wilder in the second fight in a dream, and I also saw Ryan Garcia knocking down Devin Haney in a dream as well. So I'm just saying, I'm batting 2 for 2 right now.
He's a boxing oracle. That's what he is. You need to put him on top of a mountain. Find you 2 sisters.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you heard, but that wasn't a knockdown that Ryan Garcia scored. That was assault and battery.
That's right.
That was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or something like that.
Your Honor, he kept hitting me with the left hook. I just don't know how that... I mean, I don't know anything about, like, the legality of that stuff. I mean, there's, like, the whole PED argument, and yes, Ryan Garcia... it's screw Ryan Garcia, too, for, like, missing weight and, testing positive and all that, but, like, I mean... Haney also just got whooped. I mean,
he did.
I feel like if he really wanted to redeem his name, like, it's as soon as the suspension ends for Ryan, the rematch gets booked immediately. Like, I feel like that's the route that Haney needed to take. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It did not happen. And I mean, these situations, I mean, like you said, have happened in boxing before, but Cotto settled it back in the ring. And he obliterated him.
Yeah, make sure there's no tampering, and then beat his ass. Yeah, that's what Devin Haney should have done, for sure.
Yeah, like, feel free to knock him out or whatever. I mean, here you can do it. They could definitely. That's a big fight to make. They probably both get paid a lot of money, too, in the process, in that rematch. But that's the route that Haney needed to take.
Yep.
And now I feel like his reputation has taken a big, big hit.
I don't know what casual fan is going to support Devin Haney after this. Like, what kind of name is he going to, even if he goes to beats Ryan, right? Like, let's just say that happens. Who's going to watch him fight, I don't know, Jorge Linares 2 or whoever he decides to fight, after? Like, even if he gets a fight with Tank, it's going to be Tank selling that fight, not him.
Or hate selling, because I would very much like to see Tank fucking knock his block off. I would love that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I'm speaking things that probably will never happen. Even if Haney knocks out Ryan, I honestly don't think that does anything for him.
Not after that hissy fit.
Yeah, I mean, if he would have done that, kept quiet, just got back in the gym, worked on, his game plan for the rematch, and then said nothing until the rematch, and then whooped Ryan, he would have been like a boxing hero.
Yep.
But I mean, he's just gone the wrong way, and I don't know. I know Bill Haney's involved with everything too, but someone should have told Haney this is not the way to go about it.
Well, we strayed very far off the Beefle Better BF path. Yeah, Nate, you picking Better BF from a dream. I went with Beevil for the reasons you outlined. Like, it's just conventional wisdom. Everything seems to be lining up for Beevil.
Yeah, I'm Team Bevo as well. You'd have asked me, like, if this fight would have happened years ago,
yeah,
I probably actually would have picked Better BF.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, man. This recent knee injury as well, with the type of footwork that Bivol has, I'm really not sure how, like, Better BF is going to keep up.
Injury
but, I mean, I don't know.
Injury, fucking bad cuts. This is not looking good for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, Better BF has some serious power. And that's the last thing to go. So, I mean, if he can land flush, I mean, perhaps, we'll see a KO for Better BF. It's sort of, I mean, I don't know what the odds are, but I mean, it's definitely on the table as like one of the possible outcomes. But yeah, I think it's either going to be a Bivol unanimous decision or Better BF by TKO or knockout. But definitely, like Leo said, I also lean Bivol.
As we move into MMA talk, I found this thing here that Tom Aspinall he obviously wants to fight John Jones, but if Jones retires, that his ideal opponent would be the winner of Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov. I don't know, is Volkov...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
That's
Who
what he said. Yeah.
John Jones
Aspinall.
said that?
No, Tom Aspinall.
Oh, Aspinall.
Yeah, he said
I'm
that.
Stupid.
Nah, it's all right. If the winner of Stipe Jones retires before
I see.
he gets a shot.
I mean, he's already beat
yeah.
Volkov.
No, that's a fair statement then. Because Volkov is, of the fighters he's already beaten, Volkov's probably the best out of them at the moment, and the only guy he's not fought at heavyweight, it seems, is Cyril Gane. So either of those fights would be good.
Yeah. Plus, Volkov looked good in his last fight against Pavlovich.
Yes, he did.
Like, he looked different. So I mean, it's definitely like there's still some interest, even though he beat him.
Yeah, Volkov did what Devin Haney should have done. Went back to the lab, cooked up some new shit.
Yeah, and he looked Volkov looked.
He looked awesome.
He dominated Pavlovich in that fight.
I looked at him as the villain from the James Bond movie Jaws, the dude with the metal teeth. Just this really, really big kind of lumbering oaf. But that's absolutely not what Volkov looked his last time out.
Yeah, no, he looked sharp.
Yep.
Very, very sharp against Pavlovich.
Is that Bader?
That's Ryan Bader. Yeah, that's Ryan Bader.
Yeah.
Search ESPN.com. The result, John Jones, heavyweight MMA profile, and the picture is Ryan Bader with his Bellator title. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what happens with those websites, but they always have. There's always something.
It's
wrong.
always the wrong picture.
Yeah, always the wrong picture.
Quick aside on the wrong picture. Do you guys remember in the lead up to Mayweather versus Pacquiao, that picture it was in the Las Vegas newspaper, print, physical paper. They had Tim Bradley instead of Mayweather. They did.
No.
They absolutely did. It was in the lead up to the big one, and it was like these sites. Sometimes there are levels of automation of what picks up pictures from where to link them to a different page, stuff like that. But that you got a picture of Tim Bradley, and you showed it. Yep, that's the one. You showed it to your editor, to this editor of sports, and whoever that is said, "Okay, that's fine." And then that went to like the lead editor or chief editor, and they said, "Okay, that looks fine." And then final review before it gets sent off to print. Fucking, yeah, that looks fine. That's definitely Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. They've never seen boxing, bro. Mayweather's like one of the more recognizable faces in boxing too.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't notice that.
But there's, for wrong pictures. Other stuff in the headlines. Islam Makhachev is booked for January. Has an opponent been announced?
No, but it's
opponent yet.
everything points. It's highly likely to be.
Yeah, the tea leaves.
Yeah. And then like the UFC hasn't officially confirmed Islam, but Khabib has said the UFC has already told him that they're fighting in January.
Is Khabib a promoter now? For manager?
No, but he's a coach for Islam.
He's his coach. Yeah. He says that they're already in the gym preparing.
He coaches other guys as well, whoever's in that gym of his.
Is he actually still in charge of Ego FC? Is that even still a thing?
It still exists, yes. But they're not, I don't think they're very active. They had an event recently, and I remember it popping in my head or it being notable to me because Diego Sanchez was on it.
Oh yeah, I do remember that card. Yeah, they had a few guys that they tried to sign, but yeah, I guess it never got big enough. Maybe it's just like Russian, like regional MMA now. Now
this next piece, John Jones being compared to Michael Jordan. Who did this? Was Kamaru Usman?
Yeah, he was with DC, and he tried to make this Michael Jordan comparison with John Jones, and DC was not having it at all.
No, I wouldn't either. Is there a more apt comparison? A better one? I was thinking Dennis Rodman for John Jones. Very good, successful, but also a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, see, because like John Jones is good, very very good. There is that slight blemish with the PED use, and then he's arguably he's arguably lost some fights too. Like I was one of the ones that I thought Dominic Reyes actually beat him, and there's even arguments for Gustafsson beating him as well. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think Michael Jordan. I don't think that's a fair comparison to Michael Jordan, at least.
Didn't Dana White say that he lost the Dominic Reyes fight?
He may have said that initially, but I'm sure he's changed his tune now.
Absolutely has, yeah.
Yeah, he said that, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. The judges said that John Jones won. Dana White, whenever it suits him for promotion, he sides with the judges, and when it doesn't, that's when he lashes out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he thought Dominic Reyes won that fight too.
Yeah, I think the thing about this comparison that's kind of funny is like, what do we remember Jordan for above everything else? Well, he has the most championship rings. He's got 6, right? No one's ever going to surpass that, right? And it's like, I was looking at this the other day. John Jones is like, the 8th guy to become double champ, right? And he's not the only undefeated guy, because Khabib has more fights against arguably better competition at this point, and finished undefeated. So it's like, Khabib only lost like maybe 1 or 2 rounds out of all those fights, whereas John, like you said, has had several close calls. So it's like, where's this? There's just not enough there to say like, okay, wow, this guy really is like, we'll never see a guy as good as John Jones again.
TBE.
Like we probably have like 2 or 3 guys that are fighting currently that could be as good as John Jones by the time they retire. Like, Max Holloway or Islam Makhachev, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
He for sure could end up having a career rivaling Jones's by when all's said and done in the all-time list.
Yeah, I mean, if Islam continues, and he's been talking about going up in weight too, so I don't know. So I mean, especially if Belal loses the belt, we might see Islam try to move up, but we still have to see with Islam. But Alex Pereira, I mean, if he manages to get this 3rd belt, I mean, after, if he beats Khalil, and I still think he has to defend against Ankh afterwards. But after Ankh, I feel like you sort of have to give Alex the chance at heavyweight. just because like you're not going to get the opportunity for another 3-division champ, maybe ever. I mean, maybe I'm not going to say ever, but for a good amount of time.
It's the best chance we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like you sort of have to give him the chance after Ankh, even if some other guy is clamoring for a shot or something like that. You have to give Alex the chance, especially after everything he's done for the UFC.
This Anatoly Malikin slander will not be tolerated. First ever 3-division champion. I will not hear anything otherwise. Question about Islam: if he were to move up, wouldn't Bilal be a good fight for him to take? Because
he won't fight Bilal. They're good buddies.
Yeah, Muslim bros, right?
Yeah, I think Bilal trains with. Well, I think for this most recent fight, at least, he's trained with Khabib.
Okay, I was gonna say
all of them. So, if Leon won, though, I think Islam would have he would have done the fight with Arman, and then immediately gone to fight Leon. That would have been Leon's next fight.
Former UFC champions Peter Yan and Davison Figueiredo will be lined up.
It's a big fight.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They're headlining. But I guess we pretty much
UFC Macau, that's right.
Yeah. You think they're gonna put Zhang Weili on that card?
I don't. It's looking like it's gonna be Yan Xiaonan, the chick that Weili just beat.
Okay. Yeah. And Weili might never get that hometown fight or the home country fight. She's chasing double champ status, so I guess that's
fun.
A fair replacement for that.
Wang Kong. That's remember her?
Oh yeah. She looked good. She looked very good.
She's looking like she might be on that UFC Macau.
People like some of the fans like shit on like the female fighters, but Wang Kong is good. Like no one can hate her, at least so far, and she's exciting too.
Victoria no name ass bitch, fucking ruining my name. Light heavyweight Volkan Ozdemir versus Carlos Ulberg.
That's a nice fight.
That's a good
Very
one.
Nice fight.
That's a good fight. Yeah.
Ulberg has a little bit of momentum behind him too right now.
Yeah, he's fucking
a
tornado right now. Yep.
Yeah, a win here could set him up nicely at light heavyweight.
Song Kenan versus Muslim Salikov. Light heavyweights Zhang Ming Yang versus Ozzy Diaz. I'm not sure who they are. Flyweights Lonair Kavanaugh versus Jose Ochoa. Kavanaugh was, I think, just on Contender Series. Oh my goodness, this last one. Carlos Hernandez versus Niam Jargo.
Yeah.
Tumen Dembarel. Well, it wasn't that bad. All right, shall we get into the stuff, or is there any more wild news out there?
Let's move ahead.
That's all that I got.
Oh shit! Ngannou's trying to bring in Aspinall for his PFL training for his camp.
Oh,
That's
that'd be
pretty cool.
very nice.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be very nice.
It's two guys like fucking cut from the same cloth in that they've been just railroaded by the UFC.
Dana White might get pissed.
I bet he would.
Tell my Aspinall.
All right, let's do one really quickly. Contender Series Week 7. These submissions were all right. The headline, Danilo Voivodkin, I think, versus Bailey Schoenfelder, and Kevin Christian versus Francesco Maceo. There's other stuff. I recommend checking this one out. Friday, September 27th, in Bangkok, Superbone stops Joe Natawut, featherweight Muay Thai. Yes, go watch this. There's other stuff on the card that was great, but the headline in itself is enough. All right, UFC Fight Night in Paris at the Accor Arena. From the bottom up here, stop me if we need to. Chris Duncan submits Balaji Oki in the first.
Did you guys see that submission, by the way? How like
Yeah, he was
Oki
like out,
was
and he was telling
out, and
Duncan was like telling the ref, like, bro,
he was like,
look
hurry
at
up
him.
before he wakes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice one from that ref, though. Man, I mean, I know Oki made some movements there, but yeah, Oki was out.
Like when Duncan let go of the choke, and then he punched him twice, and like his head, he did not his neck didn't resist it at all.
Hmm.
It's like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Oh, Duncan Oki was at lightweight. This Jacqueline Cavalcanti versus Nora Cornol, bantamweights. Jacqueline gets the split decision.
Should have been unanimous. There was some weird judging there, but Jacqueline looked good.
It was weird judging the whole
Someone to
night,
keep an eye
man.
on. Yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on them.
Daniel Barez, UD over Victor Altamirano. These were flyweights. Daniel gets the UD. It was a good fight. It was fun.
This was a good fight, yeah. Very good fight.
I would like to, in response to Michael Bisping, who I know is a big fan of the show, I would like to tell him completely off the. This will only be in the Patreon portion. It's not going to be released to the public. I don't know if fucking Eileen Perez submits Daria Zeleznyakova. It was a
Ooh, that was impressive.
what? The submission? It was good.
No, the pronunciation of your name, of the name there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have figured that.
Yes. Eileen Perez, Chief sent us, he sent me it was a picture of her like leaning over onto a table signing something. And yeah. And then she does her little dance after the win.
Honestly,
Yeah,
one of
this
the more
was-
like disrespectful
Yeah.
celebrations I've ever seen in the UFC.
Yeah.
And like she rotated her hips to point at her as well.
Twice.
As she was getting it up. So it was, yeah, that was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Especially after missing weight too. So I feel like that has to be said. She's acting like she did everything right, but she missed weight.
Yeah, she was also pretty brazen in her post-fight interview. Talked a lot of shit.
Yeah. Make weight first.
Yeah. Like you fucking rate a title shot. You can't even make bantamweight. The fuck
Yeah.
are you doing? Umar C. UD over Dawoon Jung. Fun. Another light heavyweight coming into the mix. That's cool. And capping off the prelims. Ion Kutalaba gets the split decision over Ivan Erslan. Erslan was making his UFC debut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
His first fight. I mean, they put him in there with someone that was going to test him.
For sure. I mean, he looked all right. It's wasn't an unjust decision, I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, I had Ion winning. Even made some nice adjustments. I think even though it's a loss, I don't think he should be like super sad or anything. He showed out
Yeah.
that he could definitely hang in the UFC. He could definitely hang. Ion or Kutalaba didn't steamroll him.
All right. Fares Ziam stops Matt Frivola in the third. Is
And
this,
a knockout of the year contender.
Holy
for sure.
shit! Yeah,
that's the one where he pulled his face
Yeah.
into his knee, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Super high knee as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a knockout like that. That was like really, really bad. And then his head. I was telling some people that missed it how bad of a knockout it was, and like it was the massive knee that immediately knocked him out. He was unconscious at that point. Eyes rolled back. His body slams down. Head bounces off the canvas, and then Siam gets into Mountain and then clocks him with two more big bombs
Yep.
while he's unconscious. Like Frivola was out for like a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Like that was a really, really bad knockout. One that Frivola needs to rest for a good time before he's allowed to fight. But yeah, that was bad for the steamroller.
I was saying before, last time before we started, about this knockout. Ziam, he's been in. Nate, you said he's been in the UFC for what, like 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, since 2019.
It's weird. I've never seen him or heard of him, and I say it every time. Like I we are in the weeds with this stuff. I comb through all of it to find anything that's, you know, worth talking about. I've never seen him. It's weird.
Yeah, that might be maybe a bit of a feature of being on a large promotion where the promotion only has so much time to talk about a given fighter. They're going to talk about the guy that bring, you know, the champions primarily.
Yeah.
Or like serious contenders.
Top
and a lot of
30.
guys like this, yeah, they're not going to get much media, even if they should.
Yeah, I mean,
Or at least
I think
compared to
him-
boxing anyway.
them or the UFC putting him in France was a very good idea though, because this guy just got a lot more recognition after that knockout. It's a very, very good idea, and that crowd reacted really well. They this was a good card for Paris, but this was a good one for fans to go to. They definitely enjoyed it.
Kicking off the ESPN portion too, the televised part. That's
Yeah,
way to fucking set the tone, man. I was very impressed. From what they were saying about him as he was like walking out, they're saying that he's a relatively private, quiet, modest type of dude, and then he does this, and then he just kind of lets it rip on the mic, native tongue to his fucking hometown audience. What more could you want?
yeah. And we've seen fighters do this before. I mean, we're gonna talk about one of them in a little bit here.
Morgan Charrier stops Gabriel Miranda in the second. I think this is the second time UFC in Paris, second time Morgan's had a stoppage win. It goes by the Pirate. Is it Captain Morgan? Is that what he's doing?
I'm not sure, or the hair maybe. The way
Yeah,
he
that's
dies,
what I
I'm
thought.
not sure.
Fucking weird. The last pirate or whatever he is. Featherweights.
It's a good knockout.
Yeah.
Miranda went for a spinning back fist, and Morgan just he read through everything, and his timing was perfect.
That seems to be his MO. He's good at reading what is happening.
Yeah, you do not want to try like any of this like special stuff around him. I feel like that's one of the things with him. Now, anyone that prepares for him, they have to stay with like fundamentals, because if they try any extracurricular things, he's just gonna see it.
Yep.
And he's gonna be able to time you.
Especially something super telegraphed like a spinning anything.
Yeah, I mean, Miranda, he went like 2 seconds without seeing him prepping that spinning back fist, and that was it.
I'll give him a pass for being French. I'd like to see more of Morgan Charrier. Same with Ferez. They were both impressive.
They showed out.
All right. Showing out. Brian Battle stops Kevin Jousset in the second. Gets a lot of love from the crowd, and in turn tells him how appreciative he is of them, of the fighter they sent into the octagon with him. Overall, it was you would think this would be like the top fucking post-fight interview of the night, but we'll see later. That definitely wasn't. But Brian Battle, I thought he looked pretty cool. I'd never seen him fight before, so it was good to see. I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen him since the Ultimate Fighter, and he's changed a lot since his like he used to be like sort of shy, almost on the show, but man, he's changed a lot. He delivered, man. He in the promo that he did after the fight, during the fight, I mean, he sort of steamrolled this dude. One thing that I do gotta say is I feel like his head movement needs to get fixed a little bit, because he was getting hit with bombs too. And if he faces someone that can actually punch, I feel like that's, he might be the one that ends up on the mat in one of those fights. But man, this was a good fight, and like you said, man, that crowd loved him.
What did he say? You have to be out of your mind if you think a Frenchman was gonna beat me
in a fist fight. Yeah, that's honestly that's a crazy thing, but a very, very funny thing to say, especially to the French.
The French had a lot of wins. Is he the only one who beat the French fighter?
No, I think
no.
so.
Moicano beat the Frenchie.
I think early on. Oh yeah, Cornell and the Jacqueline fight. I think
Yeah.
she lost to.
I'm trying to see who could come to the U.S., fight Brian Battle, knock him out, or stop him somehow, and then say, "You, you must be crazy to think an American was going to beat me."
Yeah,
But-
but the French as a country are gonna hate watch Brian Battle now.
Yep.
He's added some viewers to his fights.
I'm looking at the top or the top 15, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of not America.
Yeah, welterweight. Let's see, there's a Brazilian.
Irish, Australian, Kazakh, Nigeria, British. Okay, never mind. I spoke out of turn there.
I don't think any French though, but yeah.
Anything more for the welterweights? All right. William Gomis, split decision over Joe Anderson Brito. The French get another dub. It was all right. Gomis looked pretty good.
Yeah, some people didn't agree with the decision, but I mean, I feel like it could have gone either way.
Yeah, it's not the worst decision I've seen.
Yeah, I would not have said robbery for this one.
All right. Co-main. Nasruddin Imavov, 4th at middleweight versus Brendan Allen, 8th. So there was some controversy coming into this one, right? Brendan Allen, at the weigh-in and stuff, he's supposed to do a drug test. Of course, that's what you do. But then they were saying we need to draw blood for it. So they take blood for the test, and then they come back and say we didn't get enough and we need to take more. And it was I don't know, is that just like gamesmanship, or were they fucking with him? It seems like they were.
That sort of seems out of hand, especially when you pair it with the weight cut.
Yeah,
that does seem rough. Like on paper, that does seem like it would be rough. I mean,
how much blood do they need to draw to run a test? It should just be like
a vial.
I feel like not even.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't get enough either the first time. So they send someone who didn't know what they were doing.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It was like, how in the fuck is somebody knowing how to draw blood? Probably has done this more than once. Has to have done this more than once to be operating at this high level of a event, and you don't know how much blood to take? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I understand why he was pissed.
Yes, absolutely. Did it look like he was affected at all, or like drained?
No,
he looked good in the first round.
Yeah, I don't think that affected his fight any. I mean, Imavov just
was better,
adjusted it and better. Yeah.
Yeah. He made, like Nathan said, he made the grade. Imavov for sure lost the first round, like by a good amount, but he made adjustments and Allen did not. He really got checked because he was calling out Dricus as well for the title fight. That entire conversation is done, is buried.
Who,
He's
Allen?
not fighting Dricus at all. Yeah, Allen was calling out Dricus.
What the fuck is he thinking?
He was talking about like after beating Imavov, he should get the title shot, but
well, shoot
win
for the
streak has been
moon.
snapped now.
Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you fucking get beat in Paris. Asshole. That's a little silly. Imavov, 4th rated. It doesn't. I don't think he can go. Can he go up from here? Because at 3rd is Whitaker, 2nd is Adesanya, 1st is Strickland. I don't know if this this win moves him up at all.
I mean, what he was saying after the fight is that he's gonna wait for his title shot. I don't think that's happening.
You don't rate.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna wait because Strickland's getting next. We have Whitaker fighting Chimaev. That might be the next person that fights for the belt. And then we even have Dricus talking about he might move up in weight to fight Alex at light heavyweight. So I think Imavov is definitely gonna have to fight at least one more time. I don't know against who. Maybe Strickland fighting Dricus.
Kyle Barala.
Adesanya. That would be a fight. 2 contenders.
The fight nerds.
That would be a fun
whatever.
fight. Yeah, that would be a fun fight.
And Barala had a nice outing with Cannonier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the winner, because it's just too clogged right now. Like middleweight is in the middle of a guard change, and it's too clogged.
You need some contenders to kind of help weed out the top here.
Yeah, we need to dwindle down these numbers a bit. Strickland fighting Dricus, especially if Dricus wins, settles some things, but it's gonna be some time before I think Imavov gets a shot, unless an injury happens or something like that.
If Imavov could get Izzy and beat him, would that would be like a 3-fight skid for
that would be so bad for Izzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be like Izzy, you need to retire type thing.
Is it? Yeah, is it like Daniel Dubois sparking Anthony Joshua levels of
a little bit, because Imavov kind of did crumble versus Strickland.
If Imavov could be Adesanya, though, I think he has a better argument for like, I should be next.
Yeah.
He can at least like reasonably argue for a title shot. Right now, he does not have any ground to stand on for a title shot.
He just beat the illustrious Brendan Allen.
I mean,
are you not
you've
entertained?
got Whitaker taking on Kamsa, who a lot of people think is unbeatable. So I mean, honestly, the next person to fight for that title is probably going to be one of them. Imavov beating Allen doesn't impress me as much as Whitaker fighting Chimaev.
Beating Adesanya would be solid, though, right?
Yeah, that's a good win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even this like sort of washed, or not. I'm not going to say fully washed yet, but definitely not peak Adesanya.
He's in the hamper, about to go into the water.
Yeah, like if
He's in the
Adesanya,
hamper. That's a good turn of phrase.
I've never heard that before.
I don't know.
I've been in boxing for years. We need to use that more.
Who's in the hamper? All right.
That's a good one.
Anything more on the co-main? All right. Renato Moicano, 11th at lightweight, beats Benoit Saint-Denis into submission. That is to say, the doctor called it off. His right eye was swollen shut, all the way shut. He could not see anything. And his left eye was going in that direction as well. Interestingly, so that happened in the first round, right? Renato beats the shit out of Benoit. Then in the second round, something happened to Moicano. He suffered a really grievous injury, really terrible injury to one of his shoulders, and that allowed Benoit to kind of get back into it. But the damage was still done, right? Because he's still all woozy from the first round, wouldn't you say?
Oh, for BSD? Yeah, BSD, he was still hurt in the second round, like a good amount. He was like trying to hide it a little bit, but BSD was really hurt. You could see him start to come back to life a little bit towards the end. Like he looked a little bit more like his normal self, like his speed came back.
Damage was done.
But yeah, I mean, some of those, I've seen a few stills, like pictures from the first round of his face. Like there's one where they caught this photo at the perfect moment of like Moicano's fist in BSD's face. And like from all the cuts, it's just like, it's almost like a cloud of blood coming out from his face. If you can stomach like that type of stuff, definitely go check out some of the photos that these photographers took, because they were really, I'm not gonna say like cool, because I mean sucks for BSD, but interesting.
Morbidly interesting.
Yeah. Do you think if BSD would have knocked him down in the second round, that they would have let that continue?
I would say probably.
I would have said it. I was gonna say yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it was clear that like the amount of damage that was incurred in the first round, plus the fact that he didn't do a whole lot in the second round, it was like, okay, this probably should quit.
I mean, because his eye was almost closed by the end of the first round too, but the ref gave him a chance, to try and do something. And Benoit, he connected a few times with Moicano. Like I know Moicano has a chin and everything, but he connected a few times. But I think he really needed that knockdown to be given a chance at a third round. I mean, this corner tried to give him some urgency that he needed to go out there. But I think he was just too hurt. But man, he showed some serious heart out there. both of them. And Moicano sort of went under the radar, but they both showed some serious heart.
Both eyes swelled up like that. I mean, that's so brutal.
Yeah, from that second picture I just sent, like you could see his right eye's closed and his left eye's not too far behind. There's not a whole lot you can do with this.
Yeah, I mean, BSD, like the fact that he even went out there in the second round. I mean, it looked like he had already. His face looked like it had been through 5 rounds. It's insane. It's insane. The before and after, before and after round 1, the photos are just, I mean, crazy. It looks like he'd been in some type of wreck or some type of big accident.
It looks like Rocky at the end of the fight with Apollo.
Yeah.
Okay, so Renato was 11th at lightweight. This is fucking Islam's division here. Where can he go from?
I think he's fighting Paddy Pimblett next.
Yeah, that's what he called out.
I think that the UFC knows that's a big fight. They could even make that a main event if they really wanted to, but I don't think they will, but they could.
Would that be in the UK?
That is I mean, it could be. I mean, because Paddy is sort of big over there. I don't know if they'll go the main event route with it. They could put that as like a big like co-main on a card though, or something. But that's a really big fight, and both of them want it. So I feel like you sort of have to make it. I know they would both get paid a good amount of money because
this is a stacked division. There's not.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely on whatever card they get put on. They're definitely carrying like a decent percentage of the promotion for that card. Both are decent shit talkers.
Charles Oliveira's fighting Chandler again. Dustin, is he hanging it up?
No,
he wants one more fight, but they've not decided what that fight will be.
Him and Hooker have been talking online for a rematch, and they both referenced it. So I don't know. That could. I mean, their first fight was tremendous. If they were to rematch, I mean, I think people would be excited for it. But yeah, I don't know. I think Dustin will definitely fight one more time, though, at the very least.
Oh, shit.
It's either that or they do like a Conor fight.
Diego Lopez jumps up 10 spots in the featherweight ranks.
Oh, yeah. Him and Musfar were beefing on too.
As they should.
Yeah. Musfar was not pleased that they have Lopez ranked over him now.
I would just say, like, okay, then let's do a little rematch. This time I get a full camp.
Yeah, that fight needs to happen. I mean, eventually. It doesn't need to happen.
It will
now.
eventually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Diego is also confirmed as well as the backup fighter for 308. So if any injuries happen, we could see Diego Lopez versus the other.
Either way, that's still like a marquee event.
Yeah, that's still a headline fight.
Anything more for Fight Night in Paris?
They'll probably never have one again after all the shit talk they received from the non-French.
Yeah, Battle and Moicano. That's right, Moicano's. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was all that?
Yeah, he was talking about everything, man.
All the conspiracies.
Revolution, the political stuff.
The globalists, Macron.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, he's getting off all those points. Did you guys notice as well, like, that the people, like, the stadium wasn't, like, full at the beginning, but, like, even for the prelims, like, a lot of the stadium was already packed.
Yeah, it seems like they showed up earlier than typical.
Yeah, like in the U.S., a lot of those fights, the stadium would have been very empty, but they really showed out for their fighters. I thought that was pretty cool.
All right, let's move into some previews here. On the 8th, the Contender Series Week 9 headline is Islam Masraf versus Artem Vakitov, heavyweights. So there's other stuff. Cody Steele, Jason Blair. Lightweights, Lucas Camacho, Mario Pinto. Heavies, Vanilto Antunes versus Islam Dulatov, welters, and Sean. Oh, is this Gauchi or Gauci? I don't know. I'm going with Gauchi versus Anthony Drillick, flyweights.
This isn't the same Vakitov that fought Alex Pereira, right?
How long ago was that?
This was during like Alex Pereira's glory days, like when he was kickboxing. He fought with him twice, I think. I think he won one and then lost one.
Not out of the realm of possibility that he moved up to heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll check out whenever that happens, October 8th. See what's said, but I mean, yeah. By the way, if anyone wants to watch a good kickboxing fight, go watch them fight because that was a tremendous fight between them.
He competed at light heavy.
Oh my God, yeah, it actually is him.
You think he's coming to get it back?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at the MMA journalist site, and yeah, he's fighting on the Contender Series. This is him, the same guy. They even mentioned Pereira.
Well done.
He's 33 years old. All right. I mean, this guy was good. It'll be funny if like he gets let into the UFC, or if he gets a spot in the UFC, and like they build him up the same way that they built up Alex to fight Izzy.
Would they? That would be a good move. They have the storyline already. The one between them. Both of them were close decisions.
Yeah. There was some controversy in the first one, but I think both times, at least the first one, I thought Artem should have won, and then Alex should have won the other one. I don't remember the exact order, but it should have been like, I think both of them, their wins should have been swapped. But the fights were extremely close, and like they were very, very good fights.
Okay, moving to the 12th, Saturday night, fight night at the Apex. Actually, good card for the Apex. From the bottom up on the prelims, stop me if you need to, Clayton Carpenter versus Lucas Rocha. Flyweights, Dan Argueta versus Cody Haddon. Bantamweights, Chris Barnett versus Junior Taffa. Heavyweights, yeah, the stash man.
Yeah, and then Chris Barnett's like the guy that, like the heavyweight guy that does like the front flips after winning. I think his nickname is like the Panda or something like that. That should be a fun fight. Like again, probably no grappling. We'll be seeing. Should be a nice little heavyweight fight.
Themba Garimbo versus Nico Price at welterweight. Jonathan Pierce. Is that a good one? I don't know who they are.
Themba is like, he's the guy that The Rock is behind. I don't know if you saw like The Rock or Dwayne Johnson gave him a house. And then Nico Price is like one of these like veteran dudes. He's been around for a minute. That should be a decent fight. Definitely like of some name value.
Jonathan Pierce versus Pat Sabatini at featherweight. I've heard of Pat Sabatini. Terrence McKinney versus the illustrious TBA.
Yeah, they might not have gotten a fight for him.
Yeah, I didn't see one yet, but
who was he supposed to fight? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think the UFC just might have given up on it because, well, I mean, unless they're still working on it. I mean, I don't know, but at least on their website,
still a little bit of time. Might be able to find someone.
Yeah.
What's Dan Ige doing?
Yeah, I guess he's gonna get someone eventually, but I don't know.
Terrence McKinney fights are always exciting.
Do I have? I do. Okay. Moving up, CJ Vergara versus Ramazan Temirov, flyweights. Chidi Njokuani versus Jared Gooden, welterweights. And that's the prelims. In the main portion, Abdul Razak Al Hassan. This is who I think it is. This is the guy. This is pretty entertaining fighter, so should be fun. If Josh Fremd comes to fight, that's middleweights. Daniel Rodriguez versus Alex Morono at welterweights. Well, Alex the fucking Beyblade.
Have these guys fought before?
I'm not sure. These are like both of them have name value.
Yeah,
like D-Rod and Morono are well known.
yeah, they're veterans, long time.
They're should be a nice scrap, I think.
They're kind of in the same kind of niche of like, they're not contenders. They're more like the veteran gatekeeper sort of guys.
Mm.
Doesn't look like they fought before.
I think Morono coming off a loss. I think.
Yeah, to Nico Price.
Actually, both of them might be coming off a loss because I think D-Rod lost against someone that missed weight. Oh, Gastelum. He lost against Kelvin Gastelum. I think that was the whole situation where Kelvin missed weight. Yeah, should be a nice fight.
Moving up, Julia Pilastri versus Corey McKenna. Hold on a second. That name is familiar. Yeah, Notify RJ. It's a good one. Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia, lightweights. Brad Tavares versus Chunyum Park, the Iron Turtle.
Needs to bounce back.
And then headlining Brandon Royval, first at flyweight versus Tatsuro Taira, fifth.
Yeah, that's a big fight. That's a very big fight. We could very well see one of these guys fighting for the title.
I do hope it's Tyra, because I'd like to see some new stuff going on flyweight.
Faces, for sure.
Royval, like I don't know. I feel like if anyone is gonna upset, it's gonna be him. Because like I feel like he already did it as well against, I forget, it was a Brazilian. I forget who he.
Pantoja?
No, he lost against Pantoja, but like prior to that fight, yeah, let me check.
Nicolau Schnell.
Yeah, I think Nicolau, yeah. Nicolau was supposed to, like, I think he was the favorite in that fight or something. Yeah, he KO'd, he beat him in one round. So I don't know. I think Taira should win. And it'll definitely be nice to get some fresh blood at the top of the division.
Yeah, okay, so it was the fight with Brandon Moreno, where Royval won.
He had, I think, his shoulder dislocated.
And when people were kind of booing him in the post-fight interview, he finished it by saying West Side and then left. That was good. That's all I got for Brandon. Sorry. I'm not too familiar with the other flyweights enough to say.
Yeah. We will definitely be watching though.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's it for this card. That's it for our previews. Got this Fight Night card, and over on boxing, it's a one you don't want to miss, I would say.
Yeah, Bobo better be of his big. This shit means something to me.
What is this shit?
What?
McGregor proposed a fight with Terrence Crawford, and Crawford.
Yeah,
turned it
that was
down?
just like
What?
that went out for a second. I don't know if McGregor said anything, but oh no, he did. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
McGregor
Terrence
did
Crawford
this
turned
fight.
it down.
Damn. See, McGregor did this like gambling live stream where he was promoting his whole like bare knuckle thing and his Irish, was it the forged stout whiskey, and he was saying so much stuff. I think he was drunk for half of it and like high off coke, but there was a lot of mess being said by him.
Also says that he would like to fight Bilal Muhammad.
He said he boxed him up.
Volkanovski would rather fight McGregor than Topuria. I guess for money purposes, yes.
Oh yeah. McGregor threw beef at Topuria too.
Oh
He said
yeah, I'll
he'd fight
slap your nose off or something.
Yeah.
John Jones's coach expects Miocic to be the last one.
Bruh, I'm gonna be sad. Not because he's leaving, but because we won't get the Aspinall fight.
Yeah.
Just hope and pray that Stipe wins then, because if there's the only thing that was going to keep him around at this point, it's Jones losing somehow,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
having to prove something and come back.
I really hope we're on that timeline. The Stipe win,
Yes.
last
please.
one against John Jones.
If
That would be
Daniel
the best.
Dubois can do it, so can you, Stipe.
What is it they always say in boxing? It's like the legends always have that one last fight in them.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah. Come on, Stipe, clutch.
I don't think that's a good idea. But yeah, that's enough fucking scrolling through TMZ. Let me do this. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Ultimate Effin' Casual, a Lux Media production. If you'd like to give your thoughts, or you need to let us know how casual you think we are, you can text our anonymous line at 833-589-7637. If you want to stand on business, call and leave a voice message, and we'll see if you're entertaining enough to make the final cut of the show. 833-LUXPODS. Can't go wrong. If you prefer to hit us up on social media, the account name is LVX Media Net. That's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest of that shit. If you can't find us, chances are we're not on it. A lot of stuff gets cut from final releases for all kinds of reasons, so if you want the raw audio from our lips direct to your ears, look us up on Patreon, LVX Media Net, just like everywhere else. Intro and outro by Middle of Nowhere Beats, and for more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxmedia.net. So the shit goes in there. And as we head into Royval Taira weekend, and Bevo better be if, don't you forget. What are our parting words?
Team Bavol, baby. That's all I gotta say. Team Bavol. Even though I think better be if he lands flush, he's one of those could get another Wilder Ortiz situation. But I'm repping Team Yellow, Team Bavol. I'm
Team Beterbiev by, what do you call it? Divine inspiration, I guess. Is that what we would call that?
Yeah.
Secret knowledge.
Revealed to me.
And yeah, let's hope for some fresh blood in the flyweight division with old Tatsuya Taira. We need more going on down there. So,
all right. As we head out, I'm gonna say prayers up for Benoit Saint Denis. I hope you get to keep your eyes because that did not look pleasant. So, with that, let's get the hell out of here. We'll see you on the other side.
Yep. See you.
Peace.
Peace.